Hey, it's Rhea. I just want to thank you guys for such a great reaction to my first video. I wasn't sure how it was going to be received, but it's really inspired me to do some more stuff for you, because you really seem to enjoy what I presented the last time. And today I have something else written. It's a little bit longer. I'll read it to you in a couple of seconds. But first of all, maybe I'll explain a little bit of the thinking behind it. And basically it's just a letter to myself in my low points when I'm struggling with fear of transitioning or being judged by other people in the world, as I go out like this, as myself. It's almost like when I go to my front door, it's like that's the biggest challenge in my life right now that I cannot get past for some reason. And I'm sure it's just a lot of internalized stuff that has built up in me. But I talk more about it in this presentation. I've tried to use an auto cue a few times, but really last time it didn't seem too off-putting for you guys when I just read it from my phone, so that might be a thing to continue doing. So I'll do that now if that's okay with you guys. Yeah, so I hope it speaks to you, and of course speak to me if you have suggestions. If there's something else that you'd like me to talk about, I'll certainly try my best for you. But I would hope that as you watch my stuff, you, I suppose, feel less alone in your journey. I know that was something I was really seeking, so if that's an environment that I can foster, I would be delighted, but anything else would be just an extra bonus. So here you go, the second one from Rhea at the moment. So, when we forget or choose to stop seeing marginalized people as people, they become lesser to those in the perceived majority, which then divides itself all the way down until they are forced to realize that individuals are all that exist, despite any factors that society uses to segregate itself in attempts to simplify existence and the strata of society. The impact and causes of transphobic and homophobic hate speech and violence has been on my mind recently because of an unpleasant experience that I had, which I will tell you a bit about. And my budding exploration of the works of Audre Lorde and Julia Serrano, among others, has really fed into this piece that you're going to hear today. And that is why I have made this presentation entitled The Right to Judge. There are people out there now who want to blow our bright lights out into smoking darkness, but together we can keep the fire of hope burning as we pave the way through our actions now to a world where future people are treated with respect and seen for the unique, fruitful, beautiful hearts and minds they are, and not as labelled others. Although many think they do, I must ask, who has the right to judge any person for who they are? Although many think they do, I must ask, who has the right to judge any person for who they are? A short while ago I had an extremely hostile encounter with a person who came to me to talk at the behest of their mother. This person did not want to be there with me, and this became more and more apparent as the session dragged on. My entire being was scrutinized and questioned by this person, and this horrible abusive experience stuck in my throat for days after. I was out with a friend the following night, and I had worn dark blue nail polish and skinny jeans because they made me feel good. But with the extremely unsettling events from the day before scarred in my mind, shaken quite deeply, I found myself hiding my nails on the edge of the table, being hyper-vigilant of stray stares from others around me, and unwittingly dragging the tone of jovial chit-chat to an anxious, stress-filled, self-conscious edge of fear. My confidence had taken a knock, and I felt myself becoming more insular and shy than I had felt since starting my transition. Since beginning my transition, people have commented that I appear to be much more confident, and I guess that's a result of living life on your own terms rather than following shoulds and others' safe, pre-paved paths. And at this time I have started to read the works of Audre Lorde, which I mention as the title of an essay collection came to mind following my tense run-in the Friday before. The title of the book is Your Silence Won't Protect You, which is why I am talking to you about this now. Chatting with my friend, I was asking about life from her cis perspective, and what emerged was that we had both learned to be ashamed of ourselves, our bodies, for exposing a little too much chest or skin, and for going against the societal gender norms. It is through our interconnected shaming of ourselves as people that we make each other suffer. Fear prompts us to follow norms that we organically, unquestioningly formulated and adhered to for generations. And when one way of navigating life and society has been followed for such a long time, we begin to perceive it as the correct way to live. For many, ideas, concepts such as gender form a solid basis of what they perceive to be reality, neat and tidy and easy to understand. And through this lens, I realized potentially why people fear and attack difference or variation. It is because facing this reality pulls the very essence of their reality into question. And as the old way seems the only correct way to live, with an almost caveman conservative outlook, that which is unfamiliar could potentially be dangerous, so I need to kill it fast. I feel fearful of these fearful people, but that is something I'm beginning to try to make sense of conceptually, before presenting as myself in the world. Of that I am still afraid, because of what others might think, say, or do to me. The term passing, when you look like a person who was assigned female at birth, either before, during, or after transition, it doesn't matter specifically, is often discussed in and out of the trans community. Some want to be able to pass for their own gender pleasure, feeling comfortable in their own skin, but others want anxiously to be able to exist in the world without being afraid or being harassed by others. I am realizing that staying quiet or attempting to keep my head down and go unnoticed will not stop abuse from coming my way, so I have chosen to appear and discuss the issues trans people face daily, and to show myself here because representation is essential. If people can't see it, they don't know that they can be it. I'm one of those scary transgender women you fear. I exist and the world hasn't ended. There are countless others like me in the world, many more of which I hope can start to live life on their own terms, unapologetic and unafraid. And to them, to you who might be watching this now, I would like to say, channeling the courage of Audre Lorde and her statement that your silence won't protect you, I know that you might be terrified and wishing life could begin again, with you as you ought to be, addressed by your proper pronouns and name etched in your heart. I know that fear can stop you at your front door, dressed as your true self, but fearful to step any further for fear of what others might hurl. I know that polarized media can fill your head with warlike debates and victories dubbed owned and destroyed by intellectuals not struggling with their gender or sexuality or anything else like that. The right to judge is no one's, but that fact is oft denied. So do you stay silent or live bravely from today, in the knowledge that others might just say, do, act, behave like corrosion on the purest hearts that live today. Being true means facing fear. There are people who disagree with your existence right now. Their reasons can be many, but let their mouths and deeds and thoughts and feelings run off your straightened back and shoulders as you move on through your life, head raised tall as you mean everything to people in your life and to those you do not know. Who you are, what you do, small as you might think it is, could mean the world to those behind you who wish to do things like you did. The right to judge is no one's, and on that hill we die. What callous, acrid cretin would dare declare what you are inside? Hatred is a very active thing to carry with you, so instead of doing that, connect with others who are on journeys similar to yours. Kind people, open people, understanding people that you feel get you. I aim to increase representation for my fellow trans people here on this channel, and hope, like those that inspired me before I realised who I truly was, to encourage other people who might be struggling with their gender identity to be a little less fearful, to seek out supports, and to open up to even one trusted, empathic, important person close to them. Be a little bit brave and a little bit careful, day by day, and that, step by step, will lead to big changes for you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave me a like, subscribe to the channel for more, and you can also visit my Patreon and become a patron there. Until next time, hope that's been beneficial to you. It was very interesting to write, and I'll see you soon.